Many of us have at some point had to deal with a difficult boss or colleague at our place of work or business outlet, but their attitude didn't really get to us as bad as it should have, because we only have to deal with them for some few hours of the day. They are not in any way our family members. But even at that, those few hours of the day could leave impacts in our mind, in our health, in our head, that could take a really long time for it to go away. Then imagine what it is like for somebody who is married to such a fellow, somebody who has a narcissistic husband, a lady who has to deal with a narcissist, a very difficult, arrogant, overbearing fellow all the time because he is her husband. In today's video, we're going to be teaching how to deal with a narcissistic husband, as well as showing the signs of a narcissistic husband, right from the dating stage to even if you have already married such a fellow, maybe in error, how you can cope with such a husband so that the marriage does not entirely break down. Today we're going to be discussing the inherent challenges of being married to a narcissistic partner as a lady, that is having a narcissist as a husband, how it can negatively affect the marriage and even the children, if any, how it can make the marriage become toxic or even abusive, and how you can effectively deal or handle a narcissistic husband. But before we go further, let's define the term narcissism. Narcissism is defined as abnormal behavioral traits whereby a person is overly self-involved in himself or herself alone, to the detriment of his or her relationship with others, to the detriment of even sound reasoning, sound correction, which could also lead to disrespect, disregard, or total nonchalancy to the feelings and opinions of the people who matters most in their lives. That is the definition of narcissism. Now, let's talk about the major signs of a narcissist. A narcissist is, first of all, overbearing. They have this overbearing sense of entitlement. They are very hard to correct. They are very hard to relate with, and they are sometimes very difficult people. Secondly, they are manipulative. They are people who easily take advantage of people. They are opportunists. Yes, if you give them a little opportunity to come into your space, they could overhaul things in a way you least expected or could negatively affect you in the long run. They are manipulative, opportunists. Thirdly, they have this annoying need for constant admiration and appraisal from others. Even when there is no need for that, even when the opportunity or the reasons for that may not be there, but they have this annoying need for constant approval, constant admiration, constant appraisal, constant acceptance from people. They always want to be the spotlight in everything and everywhere. They always like to take the credit for everything, even things that they had no input, no hand in. They always want to be at the forefront of it. Fourthly, they are arrogant. I think that should have even been the first. One of the major signs of a narcissist is that they are unduly arrogant. They can never be humble. They can never accept their faults. They can never take correction. And they are always quick to put others down. They are very arrogant. They are very difficult to have around. And number 5, they lack empathy. Even when they should show some humane side and be empathic towards the situation or towards someone, they hardly do that. It always has to be about them. Yes, they are hardly empathic. So if you know somebody with these traits, you are dealing with a narcissist. And it is bad enough when you have to deal with a narcissist outside, maybe like in your place of work or somewhere. But when you have to deal with a narcissist inside your home because you are married to one, then that is sign of a toxic or abusive marriage or relationship. And sometimes if you don't handle the situation properly, It could even affect your mental or physical health. Because when somebody is constantly abusing you, when a relationship or you have to deal with a toxic fellow on a daily basis, or maybe even on hourly basis, with time, maybe their words, their actions, their behaviors, both indoors and outdoors, could affect the state of your mental health. It could even affect the state of your physical health, your physical look. Yes. So today we are going to be dealing with how to cope with a narcissist as a husband. That is, if you're married to one, as a wife. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, I'm Helpsy Banito. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is everything about healthy marriage and relationship. Raising a family and getting it right in aspects of marriage. And you want more of these videos coming up on your feed, do well to please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. Without wasting more of our time, let's get right into the video. From the dating stage, you can easily identify a narcissist. And if you are a single lady watching this video, you are in luck because you still have that time, that opportunity to change your choice. You still have that time, that opportunity to correct yourself and not end up with a difficult fellow. But if you're already unfortunately married to a narcissistic husband, this video is also for you because you will learn how the coping mechanisms on how to deal with your narcissistic husband. As a single lady, if you notice that the guy you're involved with possesses this certain difficult and overbearing attitudes, like he's being arrogant, he lacks empathy, he's overbearing, he's manipulative, he is annoying, always wanting to be the spotlight, always wanting to put you down, he never sees the good in you, always wants to be the one that is being praised all the time, he never appreciates anything you do. Those are signs that your boyfriend or fiance is a narcissist. And why this video is coming to you at this time is so that you can correct yourself or retrace your steps before you take that relationship to a progressive stage of marriage. You can always retrace your steps. You can always call it off. There is nothing that is worth your well-being, especially your mental health. If being in a relationship with somebody is already causing you emotional and mental torture, it's better you call it quits now, because it will never get better in marriage. Marriage does not make anybody get better. It amplifies who you are. So if you're a good person, marriage will amplify your goodness. If you're a bad or toxic fellow, marriage will amplify those toxic behavioral traits that you already possess. Marriage does not cure any defect in anybody's behavioral pattern. So don't ever think to yourself, don't ever say to yourself that he or she will change in marriage. People don't change. And especially not in marriage. People don't change. The only person that can change a person, or the only situation that can change a person, is when God intervenes. But humanly and dealing with you as a wife that he has married, he will not change. He will only stifle you. He will only frustrate you. So don't expect your narcissistic boyfriend or fiancé to change. It will not happen. Most likely it does not happen. If it ever does happen, maybe it will be after 30, 40, 50 years of marriage in your old age. And you should not give up your entire life of happiness, of joy, of mutual acceptance and enjoying your marriage because you just want to answer the title of being married. People don't change. If you have discovered these traits in the fiancé or the boyfriend you are courting, it's either, I won't even advise you to waste your time to call him to have a communication because they will never own up. Even if they do, they will just give you lame, empty promises that of them wanting to change. But you will find out that if you continue with them, you will find out that they will not change. Nothing will make them to change. So why bother? Let them find a toxic fellow like them so that they can align and understand themselves well. But usually these people go for quiet, unassuming fellows to get married to people they can easily overshine, people that they can easily deceive, people they can easily put down, people that on a normal, they don't have a strong voice of their own. These are the people they usually go for. Yes, they don't go for opinionated ladies or individuals who will challenge them or who knows what they know or who does what they do. So if you notice that your partner is a narcissist, it's advised that you quit that relationship as soon as possible. Don't go considering the years you've put into that relationship. Those years are nothing compared to the rest of your life that is at stake, compared to the destiny and mental health of not just you now, but the children that will come from that marriage. So consider yourself, consider your future, consider your later years, and quit that relationship now, believing for a better person. You know the signs that you've experienced, so the next relationship you're going to go into, you will be on the lookout and you will safeguard yourself on time. You're going to discuss how to handle a narcissistic husband if you're already married to one as a wife. Now, a narcissist is a toxic fellow. They did not just develop that behavioral pattern overnight. Maybe a childhood trauma they experienced caused them to turn out that way. But I don't advise any lady to take it upon herself as her job to help a narcissist get better. No, you should go and see a clinical psychologist and pray about the situation and make deliberate efforts and decisions to change. It's not your job to change him as a woman, no. So if you're already married to one, you should learn how to protect your mental health. Do things that will give you joy. Do things that will make you grow. Don't allow him to stifle you. Yes, in the process of doing that, there will be very serious conflict between the both of you, and he will begin to see you as a woman who is no longer submissive because he will no longer be able to manipulate and put you down. But always do things that will give you joy, that will give you peace. Be around people who gives you joy, so that the joy that you are getting from others outside will drown out that toxic behavior that you are getting from inside your home or with your husband. Find a healthy circle of friends. Go out daily. Find people you can discuss and laugh with. Have a healthy circle. I'm not saying you should divulge the details of your toxic marriage outside unnecessarily and all the time, but always learn to be open, learn to share, learn to do things that will revive your dampened spirit, because a narcissist, his job is to always dampen your spirit and drown out your joy. Don't give him the satisfaction of that. Always do things that counters that. Always make sure that your joy tank is always full. Do things that are productive to you. One of the aims of a narcissist is to make you stuck, make you irrelevant, maybe your course of study or even your skill, whatever it is that you were doing before he met you and came into your life. He'll want to stall you, make you stand still, make you stagnant, make you not experience any meaningful growth after he comes into your life. No, don't give him the satisfaction of that. Always do things that makes you advance and become a better person. Yes, with time, he will begin to see the folly in his actions, and he will say that his plans are not working. He will give up on his own. Even if they live your life eventually, good for you. At least you will live longer, because most times somebody who is constantly attacking your mental health, always wanting to put you down, that attack will bring about a physical or medical health issue in your life that could threaten your life. So if he or she feels that you're no longer as gullible or as vulnerable as he wants you to be, and that you've come out of his claws, you're no longer his prey, and he decides to live on his own because he doesn't want to change, it's good for you. His loss, your gain. So don't stay put in a toxic relationship. If you're already married to one and this attitude is already threatening your life, not just your mental health, it is advised that you leave. Stay safe. Recover yourself, get better, be alive, if not for any other thing, for yourself. And if you have children, be alive for your children. Nobody was born for marriage. If your marriage is going to take your life or threaten your mental health, excuse yourself. Let me go into the main reason why I decided to do a video about dealing with a narcissistic husband. Of recent, I met a lady. She was carrying her second pregnancy. She came for antenatal at a clinic. I escorted someone, and she was complaining bitterly to a nurse how her husband has been treating her since the pregnancy. Even the first one, how her husband treats her whenever she takes in. He treats her like she's garbage. He treats her like she's unworthy. He doesn't even empathize with her pregnancy. Try to help around in the house. He still expects her to do things that she used to do when she was not pregnant, or if she's not pregnant. He always compares her to other women that he thinks are strong during pregnancy, not knowing not everybody is the same and not all body types are the same. So she was complaining bitterly to the nurse and to me, because I was close by. I went to visit somebody, and that person I went to visit was a nurse as well. So she was complaining to everybody in the room how her husband has been treating her, and at some point she broke down in tears, and that was what got everybody touched. Eventually I called the lady. I spoke to her, and I told her that once this child is born, she should, as much as possible, do everything within her powers not to take in again for a while. Even if she wants more children, but she should give herself some years break. And in those years break, she should start something. Even if she doesn't get a job that takes her outside, she should start a business.